when we say home cinema, most people imagine a dark, dedicated room solely used for watching movies. But what if you don't have space for a dedicated home cinema, or you don't want a room to be restricted to just one use? Today I'm going to be guiding you through how to create a perfect home cinema in any room of any home. The first step towards your dream home cinema is to rethink what home cinema means. So by definition, a home cinema is a room that recreates that theatre experience at home. But what is this experience that we all love so much? The big screen. One of the reasons we all love the movies at the cinema is the immersive feeling you get from such a large screen. Scale really does have an ability to sweep you away. That big screen puts a focus on the action that simply can't be recreated on a regular television, so we head to the cinema. The second element is the immersive sound. Most people are actually unaware how much impact the sound at a cinema has on their overall experience. The way movie theatres are able to place sound around you puts you in the middle of the action. So, how can we achieve these two things in any room of any house? Well, we need a big screen, a projector to give us an image, and speakers for that all-important sound. One option is a dedicated home cinema. So here you would have a really large fixed projector screen, a high-end projector teamed up with a surround sound system and some cinema seating. But this masterclass is about a home cinema in any room of any home, and this isn't exactly going to look right in your living room. Luckily, there is an answer. We can hide it. By using motorised projector screens and projector lifts, it can all hide away. So a home cinema no longer needs to be a dark, dedicated room solely used for watching movies. It can be whatever you want it to be. And then, at the click of a button, any home can become a home cinema. So let's talk about the steps you can take to create your perfect home cinema. Firstly, you're going to need to establish which room you'll be turning into your home cinema. Now, a concealed home cinema system can be in any room of all shapes and sizes, whether that be a regular living room, a loft conversion, period renovation, or an open plan extension, a garden room or conservatory, next to a swimming pool, or even on a yacht. Once you've decided on a room, it's really good at this point to make some decisions about the seating and screen positions. These will affect steps further down the line, such as screen size and speakers. So take a look at your plans, choose a room, and then decide where you think you'd like the screen and seating to be. The next step is to know your budget. Can't stress how important this one is. Building a home cinema is almost impossible without knowing what type of price range you're working within. It will dictate your product selections across the board. For a high quality projector screen, projector and audio system, we would suggest a minimum of around £5,000, with a completely concealed option starting around £10,000. So, with a budget in mind, let's start looking at the tech itself, starting with a projector. There are a wide range of projectors on the market today, and this is constantly changing. A good quality home cinema projector starts anywhere from £2,000 but can go anywhere to £25,000, so this is where knowing your budget will really help you. There are a few things you'll be looking at when it comes to a projector. The first one is resolution. To get the best quality, you'll be wanting to invest in a projector that offers 4K capabilities. So you're likely to see two terms when you're searching for a projector: native 4K and 4K UHD. So what's the difference? A native 4K projector is that offers true 4K resolution, which is over 8 million pixels. These projectors will offer you fantastic picture quality, but the problem here is that a native 4K projector starts at around £5,000. And this is where eShift comes in. 4K eShift offers alternatives that use technology called pixel shifting. And this technology basically overlays two HD images on top of each other, shifts them by half a pixel so fast that the naked eye can't detect it. So it offers 4K image, but with a lower price tag. Most people, when they look at these projectors side by side, can't really tell the difference and will choose the eShift options, allowing more budget for audio systems or to add a concealment feature like a projector lift. The second thing when you're looking for a projector is the different light sources. So you will often see laser or lamp projectors. Most people see lasers as the preferential choice due to offering longer lasting brightness, lower maintenance, and improved colour and contrast ratios. But do be aware that once the laser has come to the end of its life, it cannot be replaced like the bulbs in the lamp alternatives, rendering it obsolete at that point. The best way to determine which projector to purchase is to try and find a retailer who offers demos of the projectors so you can see them side by side. That means that you can choose the projector that's right for you. The next step in our journey is that big screen, a pivotal part of attaining that cinematic experience at home. So, what size should you go for? Many people make the mistake here of bigger is better, but actually the screen size should be carefully considered based on your room sizes. The important factor here is the viewing distance. This is the distance from the screen to the main seating area. This is why it's important to have an idea of where your seating will be before you choose your screen. By using the distance calculator, you can correctly select the right size screen for your room. So, for an example, a 100-inch screen, you'll need between 3.6 and 4.8 metres between the screen and your seating area. Screen retailers should be able to assist you in selecting the right size screen for your room. So, I talked before about concealing it so you can't see it when it's in your living room. You might be wondering how that concealment works. Often people will say to us that they don't have room above to fit such a large screen. The majority of motorised projector screens use a roller tube mechanism, which means they're actually really small once above the screen. They can be retracted to as little as 11 centimetres above your ceiling void. The great thing about this type of projector is that they're almost invisible once retracted. This means you get that all-important big screen, but only when you want it. The other element to consider is the projector itself. Unlike other technologies, projectors have actually increased in size over time, which means many home projectors now are rather large. So you might not be keen on the idea of having this bulky piece of kit attached to your ceiling. The answer is a motorised projector lift. A projector lift encases the projector and recesses into the ceiling when it's not in use. This means there's no wires, and even if you choose a black projector, it can blend seamlessly with white ceilings. If you're wanting to recess flush with your main ceiling, you will need to consider joist direction in the room, but this is not a stumbling block, as there are always ways to fit recessed screens. A very popular option being a coffered ceiling. This is where you drop the ceiling around the exterior of the room to give you room for the cavity for the projector screen, the ceiling speakers, and the projector lift. This is also a great option if you're retrofitting a home cinema into a structurally completed room. So, onto sound. This is often an overlooked part of the home cinema, but it's actually one of the most important parts. If you remember back to that outline of what that experience is that we all love so much, immersive sound is a huge part of it. When looking at speaker setups, you're likely to see lots of different configurations, such as 5.1 or 5.1.2. So I'm going to quickly explain that number sequence to you. So in the standard surround sound system, you'll have two numbers. The first number is the amount of regular speakers. These are the ones that are around ear height. The second number is the amount of subwoofers in the system. Sometimes you'll see a third system, most of the time with a Dolby Atmos enabled system. This last number is the amount of height channel speakers, usually in the ceiling. So if we look at a 5.1.2 system, we have 5 regular speakers, so that's the front left, the front right and the centre speaker, and 2 surround speakers behind us. We then have 1 subwoofer, and 2 height channel speakers in the ceiling. This would give us a nice amount of sound around the room. As you go up in numbers, we just increase the amount of speakers. We do say to people that if you can't afford more speakers at the initial point, put the speaker wire in. Because in a few years' time, when you've got a little bit of extra money, you might want to add more speakers to give you a better sound. Now these speakers can be a multitude of different types. So you can choose freestanding speakers if you don't mind them being on show. They now do freestanding speakers with up-firing modules that can give you the height channel without having in-ceiling speakers. Or if you're looking for that concealed option, you can choose in-wall and in-ceiling speakers. There's even plaster-over options if you really don't want to see them. So we've got a big screen, projectors chosen, sound systems all planned out. But what are we playing? In order to make the most of your home cinema setup, you're going to want to connect in your main devices. This couldn't be easier with an AV receiver. This is the only piece of kit that needs to be connected to the projector itself. Just one ultra high-speed HDMI cable connects the projector and the AV receiver. And then all your usual kit gets plugged into the back of the AV receiver. So your Sky, Apple TV, Xbox or PlayStation, or any of your TV sticks, these can all run through your new home cinema system. So what about the rest of the wiring? This is usually the part of the home cinema that scares people. It's what usually turns people to design the whole of the room for them. But it really isn't as complicated as you might think. A regular electrician and a builder will be able to fit all of the wiring and fit all of the kit that you need to create this home cinema. So if we take it in its very simplest form, here's our room. So what will we need? We'll need a power supply for our projector. And then if you have a motorised screen and projector lift, you're going to need a power supply for those as well. And then we need our HDMI lead running from our projector to our AV receiver. And then we need our speaker wire, which will be plugging into the back of the AV receiver as well. And then of course you plug all of your kit into the AV receiver, and you can play your TV, you can play your games, you can play anything through this new home cinema system. Right, I'm Gemma and I work with a company called Pure Theatre. We've got a stand over in D221, and inside the stand you can see all of this kit working. So we've got a full living room set up with a screen and projector lift. If you have any questions, we've got home cinema experts who've been doing this for 18 years on the stand. Thank you very much. We've got brochures on the side if you have any questions, just let me know.